on behalf of the Corky Lee Way Street Co-naming Committee, together with my partners Alice Hennessy from Chinese Adoptee Alliance, Amy Chin from Think Chinatown, and Karen Lowe and Dan Lewis of OCA, Westchester, and Hudson Valley, plus all 4 of the New York area chapters of OCA, we have embarked on a remarkable journey to honor the legacy of a true visionary. Corky Lee, as you all know, was a lifetime New Yorker. He was not just a celebrated activist, but he was a community organizer, photographer, and journalist. He was the unofficial Asian American Photographer Laureate, whose lens captures the essence of life in New York, in Chinatown, and throughout AAPI communities nationally. Sadly, we lost Corky to COVID-19 on January 27, 2021. But today, we gather to unveil Corky Lee Way, a tribute to his enduring spirit and invaluable contributions. Our committee, alongside community supporters and volunteers, has diligently worked for over 2 years to bring this initiative to fruition. Through your unwavering support, we collected over 900 signatures and received dozens of support letters from leading Asian American community organizations and elected officials. The result of our collected efforts was the overwhelming support of Corky Lee Way from Community Board 3 and the New York City Council, and its subsequent passage into law on June 22nd and signed by Mayor Eric Adams on July 23rd. Corky's connection to the intersection of Mott and Moscow Street was profound. It was a place where he showcased his last photo exhibition and where he fostered a sense of community, even in the face of a global pandemic. Moscow Street, historically linking Chinese American and Italian American communities, now proudly bears the name of 2 dedicated community leaders, Corky Lee and Frank A. Mosco. I extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who played a role in making Corky Lee Way a reality, including our dedicated committee of volunteers, community organizations, elected officials, and countless friends, family, and community members. Your support has been invaluable, and we are deeply appreciative of your contributions. As we get ready to unveil this Corky Lee Way street sign, let us remember Corky's enduring legacy and his ability to bring people together through the power of his lens. May Corky Lee Way stand as a testament to his vision, his passion, and his unwavering support to the Asian American community. Few special guests I would like to introduce and acknowledge. We will have Senator John Liu joining us. We have Sibu Nair and Elaine Fawn from the Office of Asian American Affairs for the Office of Governor Kathy Hochul. We have Adam Chen, who's the assistant to the Attorney General Letitia James. We have Jasper Diaz, who is a legislative representative at the Mayor's Office of Intergovernmental Affairs. We have Robin Force, who is the Manhattan Borough Director with the Mayor's Office of Community Affairs. We have Patrick Kwan, Senior Advisor for the Mayor's Office of Community Affairs. Robert Tsai, President of the Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association. And we have Anna Cohen, our President of Chinese Adoptee Alliance. Henry Lee, President of OCA New Jersey. Brianna Sia, President of OCA New York. Jacqueline Liu, President of OCA Westchester Hudson Valley, Yin Kong, and the entire team at Think Chinatown. And of course, Assembly members Stephen Raga and Grace Lee, who are here and have continuously all dedicated their unwavering support.
Winnie Greco, Mayor's.
Yes, and we of course will have Winnie Greco's office. Winnie Greco from the Mayor's Office, who will be giving some brief remarks, but I want to thank you all for joining us again in celebration of this moment. Corky's spirit lives on in each of us, and through Corky Lee Way, his legacy will continue to inspire us for generations to come.
Yes.
So, I am honored to introduce, and we are thrilled to have here with us today, John Lee, Corky Lee's brother, who's come all the way from the West Coast, and he is here to share a few words from the Lee family.
Wow. The only thing bad about this whole affair is that Corky's not here. So being the last sibling, he sent me. I'd like to thank the Congressman, well, maybe next year. Councilman Martin, all the elected officials, all of the CBO organizations that have helped bring this matter to a conclusion, to this happy conclusion. As some of you may know, my brother had a penchant for lampposts. He always wanted to get the good shot, and that meant he had to get above it all. So he got in the habit of climbing on the occasional lamppost. A friend of ours sent me a photograph from 1970, 71. And there was my brother with his back to the camera, but that was him. And he was on a lamppost. He always was above it. No matter what we were arguing about, he found the way to champion all of us. My parents were immigrants from Toisan. Our first language was not English, it was Toisan. Nevertheless, they passed on to us the values of cultural pride, community service, and commitment to the tough work. So, each of us went down our respective paths, but Corky chose a unique path. For 50 years, as his camera was his sword, he challenged injustice, recording our history, and stereotypes, and seeking redress of our grievances. He was always there, even when it wasn't popular. You know, we're calling this street Corky Lee Way, and it's appropriate because maybe we too should take a look at his way. When some of us were arguing with one another, he found the way to get above it all and find the common ground and work together, even if it meant that he would start alone. The fact that Corky is going to be sharing this street with Mr. Mosco is great because they were generations apart, but they were so alike. They were birds of a feather. They both served their respective communities without flinching. The interesting thing about my brother is that at the end, when people would ask him, why are you doing this? He said didn't do it for fame, did not do it for fortune, did it because our stories had to be told. And so he did. And now we have those stories, and we control our history. And as we know from wise men like Malcolm X, a people who do not know their history, cannot understand their present, and have no ability to design their future. Corky helped us do that. In other communities, they're doing the same thing. Back in the 70s, we used to have a chant that we would, at student demonstrations for ethnic affairs and anti-war. It goes like this, and I think it's appropriate to end with this. Dare to struggle, dare to win, live like him, Corky Lee. Dare to struggle, dare to win, Corky Lee. Thank you once again for my brother.
all this time, but thank you so much, John. And the next person I would like to introduce has really helped champion Corky Lee Way, and that is none other than our very own Council Member Chris Martin.
I think today is a real emotional day for a lot of us. Look at the people that are here. This is probably one of the most crowded street co-namings that I've seen as a city council member. I'm gonna step up here. This is for the people in the back. I'm just trying to reenact Corky near landfill. But one of the most remarkable things about this individual that touched all our lives is that it wasn't just about the photographs that he took. He lived those photographs. Whether it was a protest against displacement, a protest or a march against the Chinatown jail, a civil rights march, Corky was not there just to be a bystander, not to be an observer, not to have an amazing portfolio. He was there because he wanted to be in the fight. He believed in the fight.
Yeah.
And you know what they always say, oh, when you're young, you're crazy, you're wild, you're protesting. But Corky never changed. There are photos that you can see to the side of Corky Lee in 1970, locking arms in a civil rights fight. You can see photos of him protesting the Chinatown jail in the 80s. And then you can see a photo of him in 2018 fighting against the latest version of the Chinatown jail. Corky was an amazing man. And like his brother said, he was the only person to really unify this community. There's a lot of people with a lot of perspectives in Chinatown. I can tell you myself. People think you're either doing something bad, you're doing something too controversial, you're too radical, but I love what his brother said. What we all should be thinking about is that none of these are one side or the other. All of these are Corky's way. Most people have to wait 20, 30, 40, 50 years to get a street renaming. Most times, this doesn't even happen. But because of what he meant to us, what he meant to Think Chinatown, what he meant to Karen Lowe, what he meant to his partner, what he meant to all of us, there was a really community organizing that happened to make this an immediate action, to make sure that we can remember him as soon as possible. And I've never been part of a street renaming that's been so easy, just because everyone agreed that his name should be up there. His name should be shown throughout the day, throughout night, for every single tourist from all around the world to recognize who he was. And so I am honored to be the person, to be the bearer, to bring this to light, to pass the legislation so we all can have Corky Lee Way. Thank you. And it's my honor to present Corky Lee Way to his brother, John Lee.
Thank you, Councilman.
Let's get ready for the big reveal. Okay, everyone. Martin, the committee, family, and friends. Let's grab the string. Countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I guess I'll have to hold the sign up a little higher then. Where's the Boy Scout knife when you need one?
Let me cut you. Remember.
Not quite. Is this thing for the white?